All right, so looking at this, I think I've got one leaky culprit. This guy right here looks like it's been leaking pretty good. So that's one I'll have to take care of. So that might be where a lot of that down there is coming from. Good news is, right underneath the valve block, that bottom plate looks nice and clean. So I don't think any of my valves are leaking, which is excellent. So I think it all has to do with just all their connectors back here that we'll have to go through. I labeled everything. There's my bucket. So that's my extend, so it runs off to the left side and it'll hook up here. The bucket retract runs over on this side, kind of up underneath, and it goes to this one right here. Then we got the boom. The boom just runs, I'm not sure which ones extend and which ones retract, because this left side just goes to the left block right there, and the right one just goes down and it runs to the right side of the distribution block there. So one of them will be extend, one of them will be retract or lift and lower. But I just go by what it's doing for the hydraulic cylinder, if it's extending it or retracting it. And then the same for the stick. We got our stick and it's running over. So we have our extend, which will run to this one right here. So that pushes the rod on the piston out. Then our retract runs to the other side and it hooks up right here on that one, and that pulls the pin back in, the piston back into the cylinder. And since everything's identified, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pull it, because I'm going to look at this motor too, the mount on it. So I just want to get these lines out of the way. So we'll just pull them up out of the way, and then we'll just run our new lines. Probably gonna make a little bit of a mess. Let's hoping not to, but well, I'll just leave those sitting down in the rag bucket, greening. Ugh. Stinking oil. Man. Everywhere. Watch, I'm gonna splash it on my new windows. Well, these lines are so ridiculously stiff. I don't know where they come up with this stuff at. Let's see, let me wick some of this oil out of here. Those, I'm not sure. I think I can, yeah, get to those front ones. So we'll just loosen the screw. Let's see if that screw comes out of there. Let's try to be careful with it. Let's take both of those loose. Okay. Got both of those front ones loose. I'll loosen them here. You just want to watch for these screws to pop out of here. Don't want to lose those. Just let it drip down in here. I'd rather lose it right there than elsewhere. Okay. So one, get the other one here. Yeah, I thought these would come out pretty easy, which, I mean, they're so stiff. It's ridiculous. Okay. 2 more. Get this oily mess done with here. We'll have this clean up and then it should get a little bit easier. Ugh. Get that out of the way. I'm gonna lose a half a gallon of oil doing this. Those 6mm lines hold a lot of oil. That's 6mm OD, 4mm ID on these, I believe. That holds a lot of oil, nonetheless. Ugh. Okay, I got those draining in the bucket. And now I get to clean all of that up. You guys aren't interested in seeing the cleanup, so I'll do that off camera. You might want to see me pull the turntable motor, slew motor, whatever you want to call it. Any which way is fine. So it looks like it's got 6 screws. Because the screws I need to get to are under here. This is where it's sliding. Getting a little slip. So I just want to see if we can adjust that. And since I'm already this far into it, like it's not enough slop that I'd pull this machine apart to get to this to do it. But since we're already this deep into it, it's just another short step. Dropping my driver. Okay, so let's, ooh, it slides right up. Hey, look, they greased it. By golly, that's pretty cool. I don't want to lose any of those. We'll pull those out of here. And get the one that come out before. Get the other 3 on the other side. And I don't think we even need to re-grease that. That looks fine. But I do want to wipe. I want to be careful getting in here. I want to just wipe away. I don't want to wipe any dirt into that area. Oof. Oh, I don't want to get that grease all over everything either. That's a pretty blue grease, I tell you what. I like it. Mine's green. It's pretty too. I like blue better though. Okay. Get that oil. Okay. Oh boy, this motor is oily. So I don't want to wipe that grease off of there or anything. So we'll just Just wipe our motor down, get the exterior, because all that oil that dripped out of those lines got dripped onto this motor. And we'll just gently wipe, cover the grease, wipe this. What I'll do is I'll move that grease down with my finger onto the gears. Like I said, there's plenty here. We'll just redistribute it. That's really nice heavy grease. That is decent. And while I got it apart, I might as well check that set screw as well. Sticky grease. That's good. I'll keep it on the gears. And let's see what size this is, if this fits. Does. That's good and tight. Check the other one. Yeah, it's good and tight. Okay, so now these. Tighten that one. That one was a touch loose. Hope I didn't strip that. Oh, that one was really loose. All right, tighten that one. You know what? That probably ought to get Loctited, don't you think? If those have come loose, I think it might be a good idea to Loctite those. So, now that we tightened them, let's loosen them. Oh, that didn't want to come loose though. But okay, we're out. They don't look greasy, which is good. So I'll get a fresh rag though. Because Loctite ain't gonna work too well if they are greasy. So just get in there and you can see a little bit of stuff on the threads. Get those threads nice and clean. I'll shake up our thread lock. Thread lock these. Oop, too much. It's all over my finger. All right, that's enough. All right. So then we'll go back in with that one. Nice and tight. Wipe it off. Okay, I'll just go around rosy on this. Oh, maybe. Oh, well, maybe I don't need Loctite on them. Good gravy, that was holding good. Woo. Well, it did loosen up, so I don't know if it's because they didn't have it tight, which could very well be the case, or just because it did loosen up. This motor does have some decent torque though. I'm really happy with that. All right. I'll throw my thread lock on off camera here where I can see better. Oh, see, I did it again. I probably don't have to go that tight. But man, I don't want this thing moving. I really don't. Cleaning that screw up. Cleaning that screw up. Cleaning the screw Off? I don't know. Just cleaning the screw. Loctiting. Going back in, then we'll have one more. All right, tight. It just seems to slip on that one. Oh, this is another tight one. Oh, wow. Wow, that's tight. That one's tight. Let's see. Don't think it's this size. It's too big. Nope. I need a little more leverage, I think. We'll try it one more time with this. Make sure I'm in there good. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, maybe I won't do that one. You know what? I've got 3 that are Loctited. That one doesn't want to come out. I'm not going to make it come out. He's like, fool, it's already tight. And if I can't break it loose that way, as they say with the pickle jars, oh, I loosened it for you. Oh, yeah, it'd probably be easier if I put the screws in before dropping that motor in, but well, we'll do it the hard way. And we're not going to tighten those. We'll just, in fact, I'll back that one up just a little bit so I have room to maneuver that motor if needs be. You know, it might not hurt to put Loctite on these. All right, talk me into it. Because when those lines get ran down in there, even trying to get to the screws on this is not easy. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. Whoop. Pull this one back out and put Loctite on it. I think the middle ones are just going to be the hard ones to get to. These ones do have oil, so I want to make sure I clean the threads nice and good on them. Otherwise, like I said, putting the thread lock on will be to no avail. Worthless. Got a little too much Loctite on that one. Let's clean that off. Okay. All right. Clean this screw off. Loctite it. And we'll go into that front side with it. Okay, go down and back out just a little bit. 3 more screws. I'll take a look at that. You can see how dirty the threads were. Get them all nice and clean. And we'll start with this decks. Oh, I dropped it. Alright, let's try to needle nose them out of here. Alright, let's try that again. That was close. It's there though. Okay. 2 more. This is the middle guy. Okay. And the final screw. Cleaned off. Thread locked. Now we'll go through and tighten them down. I'll just do the star pattern. Feels like it might be stripped a little bit, so I'm not gonna over tighten it. That one feels good. Yeah, that's the problem with some of these are just completely stripped out, so I think that front corner is a little on the stripped side. So 5 out of 6 holding it. All right, so I'm gonna hold the tracks. Yeah, I'll do it where you can see. Oh yeah, that's much better. There's just a tiny slot, but that's just in the gearing. That's sweet. All right, nice. Glad we did that while we had it apart here. That would have just kept working loose. Created problems for me down the road. Put my caps back on. And I think we can start running hydraulic lines. Well, it might be easier with it off, without all these lines in the way, to do these other ones. So I might do that. I'm pulling the screw out of the motor mount. All right, look at that. Put him in over here. I think that's it. Yeah, I don't think my big line on this other side of the motor, I don't think I'm leaking here. So I'm gonna leave that be, because I don't see signs of it leaking. I had looked there before, had rags under it, and none of that was leaking right here. So this, I'm gonna call this good. It's not loose or anything. This one looks like it's got some leaking, so I'm gonna take and get to it, access it. And of course the radiator's got all kinds of loose things on it. All right, so we'll get in here. I think what we'll do is we'll take all right, so let's get this out of the way, this radiator. Let's pull this guy here loose. Yeah. Let's keep that on there. Okay. All right, pull that out of the way. Let's get this one loose here. It's like a Tetris puzzle here. See, that wasn't even tight. Looks like it's got the proper washers on it. And we got a washer that we're going to drop. But you can have the right washers on it. If you're not tight, it's not going to help. Okay. Grab this washer. Clean it off. It almost got like it's brass or copper with like a little rubber type of seal or something on it. I don't know. So I'll pull that up. This one looks like the washers are on there. Let's see how tight it is. Because these are compression if you're not kind of loose. So we'll hold that copper up. Squeeze that down real good. All right. That's tighter. Okay. Uh-oh. Look, that just popped right loose. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't like the way how that loosens up right there. Instant, that's a leak, guaranteed. So, what we'll want to do is tighten it up, and then we'll push it back down. Let's undo. Let's get the wires off of this thing. Get some more room to work. Get this high quality wire tie off of there. Get that out of the way. Alright. Alright. Now, if we're doing adjusting, push it down. That should keep from loosening up on us. Let's make sure this dude's tight here. Alright. Now, got the motor up, so I'm going to clean off the oil off the mount. I think this residual oil is going to make it very, very difficult to pinpoint, troubleshoot any new oil leaks that we have. So we just want everything to be as clean as possible. And hopefully it's not the pump itself they're leaking. So we're going to leave that line there, put that in. Okay. I'm going to take this off of here. This very well could be what's leaking here. No, I've already got a mess. Keep that up right there. It's just a compression fitting. Just make sure that's tight, and then we'll just have to test it for leaking. Because this line's nice and flexible, so it doesn't worry me as much as, and it's a return line, so it's not a high pressure line. So we'll keep, oh, I got a washer. Is that the one that fell out from in there? Maybe. Okay, so we got push this down. Hey. That thing is trying to leak again here. I almost had it. All right, let's get this oil. Let's move it over there. Here, that there. Tighten this. I should drop the whole thing down. I want to make sure I am level. Fact is, I think we can lock our motor mount down now. So, Okay, don't want to go too tight on that because I can feel it's not threaded real well. Okay. Get my fingers loose. It's hard to keep everything from getting too oily here. Okay, now I need to finish tightening that. All right. Put a little muscle into that one. All right. It's a good start. And I think where our oil was genuinely leaking from, because that one there's tight. But this one here is loose. So, rather than just tightening that down, I should probably take that off of there. Oh, that's tightening. Let's loosen that dude up. And we'll clean the threads off and get some new tape on here. All right, so I went ahead and did the other one too. I was looking at it, looked like they used white tape. So we're gonna use something that is designed for gasoline, petroleum, oils, so on and so forth. So it should hold up to the oil and not leak. So we're gonna use this stuff here. Yeah, start over. I'm not comfortable with that. Those threads are pretty loose. Didn't really start doing any cutting. So I want to do one more wrap with it. If you have tight threads, you can go less wraps. but like this, the thread tolerance doesn't feel real tight on it. So I'm gonna go with more wraps. I'm thinking we'll go right there with it. Yeah. That's feeling good right there. Nice. Okay. And how is this thing mounted? Oh, it wasn't mounted. So we're not obligated to have this thing any. Oh no. Here I am making a huge mess. Why didn't somebody tell me? Oil all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I don't have enough oil problems. Alright, so just tighten it down. I'm not going to leave them loose. I think that's why this thing was leaking anyway. We're going to tighten those down and then we'll deal with our mounting here. Goodness. Oil, oil, oil everywhere. Here, I gotta go wash my hands again because I don't want to handle the thread with the oil. Alright, so I washed my hands, got the oil off, got the other one taped up. Okay. Now we'll hold it up like this, so we don't. Alright. So let's see here. Trying to think how to mount that radiator. As tight as I can get that one. And I don't think it matters much what goes where or how. Man, that's a real bummer. I think that one's tight. Oh, I can go a little bit more. So I could mount it like this.